Are you excited? Are you excited? Y'all, when I grab my camera, Bear starts dancing around. He gets so excited because he knows we're about to go walk down the driveway, and he loves that. Hey, William. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, cutie boy. Oh, look, Jamie is gonna sit up. He was napping. He heard me talking to the others. Hey, dude. Y'all don't see him as much because he likes hanging out outside. He's not as personable as the others. And we are gonna go outside as soon as my coffee is done because it is definitely an evening coffee kind of day. I spent all day yesterday canning 21 quarts of beans. I guess I should say I canned 21 quarts of beans yesterday throughout the day. It's not the only thing that I did. Typically when I'm running the canner like that, it's just a day that I'm planning on primarily staying inside, and that's what I did. I did a lot of work on my computer sitting here at the counter while this ran for 3 rounds of canning for these beans. But that should keep me set on canned white beans for a little while. Yesterday I broke my Chemex, my glass pour over, which I got my first Chemex in probably 2016 or something like that. Like, I had it for a lot of years. And I broke that one about a year ago, and I was like, man, this thing had a good run. And I bought a second one when I broke it yesterday. So I've got my mocha pot on the stove right now, making some afternoon coffee. The mocha pot's kind of cool. It makes a really good cup of coffee. The only thing with it is you really kind of got to pay attention to it for when the coffee starts coming up, that you cut the heat off of it pretty quick afterwards. And I'm really bad in the morning whenever I'm like making coffee. I don't really like to use the mocha pot because I will get distracted, and I'm worried about like cooking it dry and messing it up. But it makes really strong coffee. It's kind of like an espresso, so if you're wanting to be able to make espresso drinks at home, it's a really good option. I just make it and then add water to it. So kind of like an Americano. We have prayer meetings on Friday nights, and I'll always sit in there and just yawn my face off. I'm not a night person at all. But thankfully coffee, oh, and it smells so good. This is our coffee. We roasted this. Very nice. Actually, this is our new Ethiopian coffee. We have multiple new coffees at Beulah now, as well as some new teas. Most notably, we have a direct relationship now, farm direct, with a farm in Ethiopia, and we introduced a new blend, which is called the Rise and Shine blend, and it is really, really good as espresso. It is really good in the mocha pot. It's great as a pour over as well, and I am loving this. Whereas our Guatemalan is kind of like toasty and chocolatey, this is real bright. Looks like Maya's running a little farm errand. Hey babe, you taking the sheep some hay? We actually moved our sheep out here into our pens that Ben Holler made for us a couple years ago. Maya commissioned these from him, and we've used them for boars, for our pigs, and eventually they'll be kind of like just our ram pens, which is what Ben designed these as. When we put our sheep out here, we've got 2 pens, and we've got them split up as a temporary measure. Aren't they cute? So we had to treat one of the sheep, the ewes, last week for, I think it was more or less thrush. She had just a really tender foot because of the wet. And that field where the dairy cows are, where we had the sheep, it was wet. And so we put them out here, just kind of give them a break from that. And just moving them around here because there's some pretty good grass that grows out here. And you're good for now. What do you say, Sowards?
Hi. How's it going? What's up? I say all those things. Love ya.
Love ya. Love ya.
Love to see you leave. Hate to see you go.
I think it's I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go.
Whichever.
Nice try, though. All right, let's go over to the greenhouse. I could sit there and watch those sheep just chomp on that hay for 30 minutes. I don't know what it is about an animal that's happy to have its dinner and they just chew so loud. Just love it. All right, let's go take a peek in here. All right, if you guys watch Maya's channel over at Maya's Workshop, you've already seen this. But if you don't, so unfortunately the camera does not quite do this justice because of the glare, but it's very, very lovely. What do y'all think? This will be a lovely place to shoot some videos, don't you think? I love it. So my to-do list this weekend is actually like clean up the greenhouse, I've got some random stuff in here that I need to get out, and get ready for seed starting, which is this week. I'll start, I mean, I've already started seeds, but I'll start the spring garden seeds, the peppers and the eggplant, some flowers and stuff this week, and then in a couple weeks I'll start all of the tomatoes. So I'm really excited to have this all done. Can y'all believe how fast these have grown? I know I say that every time we look at them, but it's just incredible to me. The whole process of seed starting, I totally encourage, if you have any inkling of desire to start your garden from seed, to just try it, because it is such a cool thing to get to experience. Just the fact that you can open up a seed catalog or a website that's got all these seeds, and you can literally pick from 1,000 different things to grow, and then you get these seeds in these little paper envelopes, and inside that is just all the potential for all this food, and have all the genetics and the programming in each of those seeds to grow all these different things. Here we've got cauliflower and kohlrabi and broccoli and beets and calendula, and so it's so cool. It's just so cool. I mean, it's no wonder that I get just completely blown away by the process every single year, because it really is amazing. But I don't ever want to grow away from being aware of how amazing it is, you know? Like, I don't want to take it for granted, like, oh yeah, those seeds, they have all the genetics and the programming to grow into all of these different plants with different traits. No big deal. It is a big deal. I've been toting this coffee around, but it was too hot to take a sip of. I think it's actually cool enough to drink now. That's good. So I mentioned in a video the other day, and I'm going to mention it a couple more times because I don't want anybody to miss out. I'm actually hosting a garden planning webinar on Monday with a company called Seed Time, and we are going to be together on this webinar using their program to plan my raised bed garden back here. And so I'm really excited. One of my goals this year in the garden has been to follow a more precise plan. Now, you'll notice I'm just planting my raised bed garden. I still am leaving a lot of spaces to fly by the seat of my pants because I typically do not like being hemmed in. However, every single year I buy seeds and I want to grow things, and then I end up forgetting to start them or forgetting to put them in because I don't have it all written down. And by the end of every season, I end up looking at my garden going, I wish I had succession sown more effectively. I wish I had filled these spaces in. I wish I had done better with my plan. And so this is where I am choosing to grow as a gardener this year, and I wanted to invite you guys to join me on this webinar. The webinar is free. I'll put a link down in the description where you guys can sign up. So I'm very excited about it. I've been going through the Seed Time program and kind of familiarizing myself with it, as well as making my list of things that I want to make sure make it into my plan. So I'm waiting until I'm done with that to start the majority of my seeds. I mean, I have some things started here for the late winter garden, but I wanted to go strong with my plan from the beginning. So if I get everything ready out here to start seeds, if I get it all cleaned up and ready over the weekend, and I get all my supplies and materials here, and then we do the webinar on Monday, I should be prepared next week to go ahead and start seeds. So I'm looking forward to that. We started this greenhouse, this is the third season for us to have this greenhouse. And of course, We had the vision of beginning, we got the shell done. In the first season, I just had like some folding tables and some random shelving units out here. And then last year we got the shelving done and got part of it done, and then this year he finished up all of the details. And you know, it might be seen as like not a great thing to take a long time doing projects, which is just the reality of our life. We have so many things that we're juggling. But I actually appreciate the fact that by spreading things out over the course of a couple of seasons really allows you to tweak and make changes and work on it as you go to end up with something that you're much happier with. And I feel that way so much. This is the third season here in this garden, and we still are finishing up. We're still doing some cosmetic things, some structures, some fences, arbors, a little bit more garden plots that we're doing. And so it's funny, I'm still looking forward to next year when the garden's actually done. Like, we'll be starting with a completed garden next year and just planting it. But had we like tried to build this all in one year, we would have just spent the next couple years changing things. Like, my plans have changed from when I started, because in actively using a space, you really learn what you need, whereas when you're just planning, you only think you know what you need. All of that to say, it is sometimes really a blessing in disguise whenever things get delayed, because ultimately you end up with something better in the end than you would have had you had the capacity to finish it from the beginning. It's really beautiful out here. It's going to be even cooler when we get it all settled and set up. So can you guys imagine this space just slam full of plants? Because you won't have to imagine here in just a couple of months. Hey guys, it's actually the next day. I didn't finish the video yesterday, and I had great intentions of coming home and finishing this video with cleaning the greenhouse out. But today I took Jackson, my oldest son, who is a senior in high school, to the admitted student day at the University of South Carolina, because that is where he has decided to go to school, and he starts in the fall. So today was an event for students who have already been accepted into the school. Jackson's he's known since he was like 14 that he wanted to go into international business. That's what he's been saying since about 14 years old. He started to learn Japanese on his own back when we were homeschooling. And he has continued to pursue that with a tutor all these years, and he has aspirations of doing business all over the world and traveling, and very different than me, but I celebrate it. I'm proud of him. He's a great kid and has worked really hard. He has a great GPA and done his part to make college a possibility. I was very thankful. We did not know this, but when we moved here to the Midlands of South Carolina, I had no clue that this university, which is about an hour away from our house, has the #1 international business program in the country. So when we found that out, we had started looking at different schools. We found that out. We went and toured it, and he's like, I think I'd really like to go to school here, which for a mother of a child who has literally had wanderlust since he was like a toddler. Jackson has been talking about traveling the world and wanting to do big things since he was very small. And as a mom to a child like that, when they're like, hey, I want to go to university an hour's drive away from the house, it's like, yes, I love that so much. So we went today, and it was really cool. You know, we got to talk to a lot of other kids. Hey, Maya, that heifer has her head stuck under the fence. Oh, she get out? You said she was just using it for a scratch? My goodness. One time a heifer really did get her head stuck under that fence. But anyway, we're very proud. He's going to go to school there. He's going to be close. It's going to be great. Today I think I walked 10 miles. Like, I'm so beat. And I came home, and there was so much information and so much talking and so much walking, and I came home and thought, you know what, I don't want to clean the greenhouse out. I want to crochet on the front porch and watch Ben and Jeremiah play catch. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you guys for hanging out with me yesterday, today, all the days you do. I bless you. Until next time.